Hello Cosmic Souls, welcome back to Cosmic Soul Radio. My name is Yasmin, and today we are doing a second part 2 of the Estrangement Arc, The Awakening. I want us to do a video focused on what roles you perform in order for you to survive. It's so easy for us to continuously point the finger at the other people and say we've been through all of these things, but it takes a certain type of person to deal with a certain type of people. So I want us to take this moment to be accountable for the roles that we have played in our own trauma, in our own families, with these people that we no longer want to be connected to. Because when you are allowing yourself to be accountable for who you are, the monster that you became, you also, excuse me, I don't want to just say monster, because some people became very, very small. It just so happened to be that I became a monster. But some people became very, very small, very quiet, and very docile. So whatever role that you played, I want you to be aware, to be accountable, and awaken to the fact that you also played a part in what it is that you've experienced. Because I know I'm not talking to children, I'm talking to adults. And there comes a time in your life where you go from being a victim to being a volunteer or a villain, or both. So we have 3 piles. Pile 1, Herb Crafters Tarot. Pile 2, Mythical Goddess Tarot. And pile 3, the Urban Tarot. Okay? Let me put these in order. You choose what pile, what deck of cards you want to read for you. You can choose one or choose all 3. Timestamps are in the description box. Let's get into the reading. Hello, pile 1, welcome to your reading. Today we are doing what performative roles have you played to survive? Some of us have been big, some of us have been small. Let's get into this reading and see what it is that you've done and how it is that you can do better. We got the 4 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, 2 of Cups, 7 of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. I see this pile as a pile that had to decide to live vicariously through other people. So this is a pile that made themselves small, that missed out on a lot of opportunities, that didn't allow themselves to connect fully with the people around them that were doing the things that they really wanted to do, but instead just watch others live their lives, live their dreams, and become small because of some information that they received. You may have been told that you can't do a thing, that you don't have what it takes, that you're not worthy of doing something. So you allowed yourself to miss out on so many opportunities. And I want you to know that those opportunities that you did not allow yourself to take, some of them are going to come back around to present themselves again. But I see this person being a person that helped their friends do so much, help their friends accomplish their dreams, help people around them accomplish their dreams. But when it came to self, when it came to you, you didn't. You're like, no, it's all right. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna apply. I'm not gonna apply myself. I'm not gonna go. Or maybe you did apply yourself and you allowed yourself to be stopped. Either way, there's some big emotions around these missed opportunities that you had. You may have decided not to be in union with the people because they were going a place and you felt you couldn't go because you decided to stay where you were. Either way, it's like you missed out on creating some sort of family, some sort of union, some sort of community. You missed out on leaning into who it is that you are, and you allowed those opportunities to pass you by because you took on responsibility that wasn't yours. You didn't allow yourself to live in your truth. You allowed your truth to be just a dream, just a figment of your imagination, just something that never came to pass. Yeah. We have the Knight of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and the Three of Cups in reverse. I usually don't take reversals, but I think it's important because this is clarifying the Two of Cups. So if we have the Two of Cups upright and the Three of Cups in reverse, I'm seeing that you're quite literally pouring into other people. And when it comes down to being there for the celebration, being there to be a part of what it was that was created, you're nowhere to be found because you're not able to go where they're going because you won't let go of whatever it is that's holding you back. You've created so many ideas. You've allowed yourself to be a support system for somebody, for people around you. It's like you were constantly pouring into other people, constantly wanting to nurture, constantly want to care, but then pretending that that was enough. And it's giving me this sense of you didn't want to make yourself look too big so that you didn't offend people. Someone was offended by your growth. Someone was offended by what it is that you could help to create. So instead of you putting your name on what it is that you were creating, instead of you allowing yourself to be a part of what it is that you've allowed to come from you, you just stood on the sideline, constantly worrying about what others would say if you allowed yourself to go through with what it is that you wanted. This is a very heavy energy because this is like helping someone with their college essay or writing someone's college essay, but never applying to go away to school because you have to stay in the city. You allowed yourself to nurture other people and you didn't nurture yourself. You didn't water yourself. Everything that you had in you, again, you just allowed yourself to pour into others until you were completely empty. You had dreams, big dreams. You have so many ideas. You still have big ideas. Yep. 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. The 7 of Cups is all about the desires that you had, the things that you wanted, all of the things that you could have done. You had so many options. And you have the 2 fastest knights in the deck. The Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. It's like you had so many options coming to you, things that you could say, things that you were very passionate about, things that would have helped to really balance out your situation, things that would have helped to shift and change and shape your world. things that would have created a certain form of stability for you, but you allowed yourself to be suppressed. There's this phase or pattern that I see with people who go from oppression to suppression to depression. So the oppression came from outside of you, and then that caused you to suppress yourself over and over and over again. And then that caused you to be depressed. Yeah, it caused you to be depressed. You taking your power back means that you're no longer suppressing yourself, and you're no longer allowing someone else to oppress you, which also gets you out of the depression. Because depression is just you taking some sort of rest because of some sort of pressure that has built up. And the pressure that has built up for you is the pressure of being small. You're constantly forcing yourself to be small. You're constantly smushing yourself down when you actually just need to allow yourself to rise, to be free. What is this Ace of Swords? You are receiving an opportunity to reconcile with the changes that you needed to make. You have the Hierophant, the Ace of Wands, and Justice here, with the Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck and the World. There's an opportunity coming back around to you that is going to allow you to make changes and follow your passions in the way that you never have before. You are in a position to hear clearly, to see clearly what it is that you desire for your own life. And that is your justice. Being able to discern what it is that you want from what it is that you no longer want. You're being given the opportunity to go after the life that you desire, to follow your passions, to reignite that fire in your belly. That is your justice. You may not be thinking too much about, and we have spiritual partnership was already flipped over. We're not going to take it. Justice for you is not seeing the people that harmed you, that oppressed you, go through whatever they need to go through. Justice for you is following your passions and becoming who it is that you were meant to be. Let's get some numerology cards. Y'all, oh my goodness. It still came out. Spiritual partnership. Also, spiritual partnership is number 27. The first two cards out we have is the Two of Cups and the Seven of Cups. Number 27. This I do see as someone who let go of a relationship. To stay behind and do something that they had no business doing. But now you're getting the opportunity to follow your intuition, and your intuition will lead you back into this spiritual partnership. This could be, I feel like this is someone outside of you that you're supposed to be in union with, possibly supposed to create your own family with. But I also see this as an opportunity for you to partner with spirit. Because everything is not always about being with someone else. We have individuality here, and we also have manifestation. So you allowing yourself to be an individual will attract the energy that you are seeking or that you are aligned with. You know who you are. You know what it is that you want. But I see this spiritual partnership as someone coming together with someone outside of themselves, someone who is also interested in doing the work, someone who is also interested in creating a better life and doing that with them. Even if it means moving to another state. This is an emotional connection with someone that is going to make you very happy. The 27 also is a number 9, and we're in a 9 year right now. So this is a completion. We have, for Moonology, take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. Things are starting to fall off of your plate. You may notice that you may not have as many obligations, and it's because God, source, higher power, whatever you want to call it, okay, whatever you want to call this energy that has created all of this, right, is taking things off of your plate so that you have less of a reason to say no to what it is that you actually want for yourself. You used to be full, literally to capacity, to where you didn't have the space to do what it is that you wanted. And now you're being given the opportunity to do more for yourself by, I don't want to say by force, but things are being taken away from you. You may lose your job, you may lose your home, you may lose a friendship, you may lose a relationship, someone may pass on. These are things that are happening so that you have less of a reason to say no to self. Bottom of the deck, we have a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. What I see from this time to give rather than take, it's a time to give to yourself rather than take from yourself. Virgo is that energy of perfection, but it's also akin to the Virgin Mary, the mother. Very feminine energy, a hard-working individual. But this is a hard-working individual that has a clean slate. The clean slate is for you to go within. This is why her eyes are closed. To go within and to see what it is that you need to give to yourself rather than take from yourself. That is your reading, Pile 1. I hope that it resonates with you. If it has, please make sure to like the video, subscribe, and if you're interested in a personal reading, please check out the description box below. My email address is there. I am accepting new clients. I will see you in the next one. Peace. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to the reading. Today we are getting some more insight on what performative roles have you played in order to survive. We are using the Mythical Goddess Tarot, so I may not be able to show the cards because they're often kind of nude. This is interesting to me. Because even though we're talking about separating from family, family estrangement, for this pile, I see someone that started a family because they thought that that's what they were supposed to do. And that's the source of their pain. Someone here has created something that, a tangible thing, that they cannot just push away, that has broken some part of them and forced them to go within to learn how to handle, upkeep, maintain. Whatever this was that's been birthed, literally, we have the Queen of Pentacles, Mother Birth. Whatever this was that has been birthed through this union, because we have at the bottom of the deck, the Lovers, you made a decision to create something. And that thing that you decided to create, it could literally be a boy, a son. Look what we had come out. Child design. It could literally be a child. You created a family with this person, thinking that that's exactly what you were supposed to do, even when you knew that you didn't, that you couldn't, that you shouldn't. Wow, that was a lot that came out. You had the signs around you saying, I possibly shouldn't do this thing. But you may have done it because your friends were doing it, because your family members did it, whatever the case may be. But you found yourself isolated and hurting and in pain because of the decision that you made to create this thing. The only thing I can see here is a child. But only you know what it is that you created that stands so firm in your life, that altered the way your world was shaped or could have been shaped. This puts you in a position to really have to sit with yourself, by yourself. This puts you in a position to be alone. You may have decided to birth a child on your own, knowing that the other person wasn't going to be there to assist you. You still may have decided to do it, hoping that that person was going to come around. And while you do have some people that you can call on, you don't really have anyone. You feel quite alone. You feel overwhelmed. You feel burdened. And you've been learning how to do better, how to get better on your own. Whatever this decision was that you made to create whatever it is that you created, you were very passionate about it. Strong and wrong is what I'm hearing. Strong and wrong. You probably were like, no, I could do this on my own. I don't need nobody. You didn't allow yourself to be patient. You didn't allow yourself to choose an easier route. You chose something that was hard, that created a lot of conflict. You chose something from a childish space. And you've been working on forgiving yourself for that. You've been working on forgiving yourself for what it is that you decided to create, that you weren't quite ready to nurture, even if you thought you were. And you're now learning how to balance that energy. You're now learning how to create flow within that space of what it is that you decided for yourself. It's like the red flags were there, but you still move forward anyway, and now you're dealing with the consequences of your actions. And we don't often like to say that, we don't like to say negative things about childbirthing, because I really think that that's what this is about. We don't like to say negative things about that. We don't like to admit when we should not have done a thing. But this is about being accountable with ourselves. This is about taking responsibility for what it is that we've created and recognizing when we created those things. We literally have child consciousness here. So I do feel this is an energy of someone who made a decision that they had no business making. You made a decision when you were too young to really understand what that meant for you. And now, yep, look, pregnant. Now you've had to learn and grow from the decisions that you've made. You've become a very wise woman. You've become a very wise creator, because you could be man or woman. You've become a very wise creator because you see what it is that you created from your actions, and you almost want to right your wrongs. You've had the strength to sit with yourself. You had to, because you've been isolated, and you had to work through the strength, like build up the courage, build up the strength to stop running around and trying to chase people outside of you to fix what it is that you've created. And instead you learn how to literally rise to the occasion, to right your own wrongs, which is your justice, honestly. The isolation that you have been put in because of the decisions that you made was justice for you. You were supposed to go through that so that you can figure out how to take accountability and responsibility for what it is that you've done. You went through a lot of changes. And now, now you sit before us as an oracle, and it brought us all the way back around to ecstatic union. It's almost like if you had the opportunity, would you do it again? Would you do it the same way? And the answer is no, because you've grown, you've learned, you've gained so much wisdom, you've ascended. And you still may be in denial about that right now. You still may feel like, girl, I do not have it together. The child is stressed out. You may have desires to share, to be of service to people, to help them to understand the decisions that they're making or what it is that they're creating. Allowing your voice and your story to be the very catalyst that helps someone else to make a different decision. It's like you have a desire to do something differently, and it's coming around because you have grown and you've learned now. This may even be just that you've studied yourself and your situation so much that you know now not to make the same decision twice. Or you know how to handle the situation better. Either way, you've grown wiser and stronger. And this puts you in a position to no longer have to repeat the cycle. You don't have to repeat the lesson all over again. We have rebirth here. I promise you, If you ain't give birth to somebody, listen. You have rebirthed yourself. We have 16 here, bottom of the deck, rebirth, and we have 61, self-love. You are a completely different person. Interesting, because we have 11 and we have 8, and how one had the same cards underneath. They didn't have 61 and 16, but they did have 11 and 8. So what I'm seeing now is a little bit of a theme about becoming an individual and manifesting from that space of individuality. And you are manifesting a rebirth for yourself. And this rebirth is full of self-love. You are becoming everything that you need to be great for yourself. You may have had this child or created this thing out of desperation because you wanted someone to love you, because you wanted something to love you, because you wanted something outside of yourself to cherish you, to care for you. And now you're being initiated to care for and love yourself. Do it yourself. It's an inside job. That's why you are in isolation. I don't know why Virgo keeps coming out like this. I almost want to get another card, and I am. I'm going to get a second card. You are good enough. Ooh. I'm going to get a second card, though. We have full moon in Virgo. You are good enough. You are good enough to create what it is that you want and what it is that you desire. And you need to know that I'm here and I'm every woman. It's all in me. You should listen to that song. She talks about casting spells. This manifestation energy of creating, because she has everything within her already. And that's what this is saying. You are good enough. You are enough for yourself. It's time to release negativity. This speaks to me in a different way. I feel like you could be upset with people for how they didn't show up with you, didn't show up for you, when in all actuality, you do have to hold yourself accountable for what it is that you did and what it is that you created. Communication is key at the bottom of the deck. It's time for you to mend relationships It's time for you to mend relationships by releasing the anger, because you made decisions that were selfish, that involved other people, and you may have villainized them for not going with the plan that you wanted. And it's time for you to release that negativity and allow yourself to be at peace with how it is that you've shown up and what it is that you created because of how you were showing up, because of the lack of love that you had for yourself. And you can only do this once you regain that love for self. Because once you have so much love within you, you'll easily be able to radiate that. Right under this, we have bring love into the situation. And then an end of a tough cycle approaches. Yeah. Things will change, things can change, and things can get better if you allow yourself to be accountable for the fact that you created something that you wasn't quite ready for. I think it's interesting at the same time. We've normalized so many things in this world. So many things. creation and deletion, to be quite honest. We normalize both ends of it. I hope whatever this is that you've created, that you've learned to love it, and that you learn to love yourself through it. I'm rooting for your wholeness. I really am. If this video resonates with you, if this power resonates with you, please make sure you like the video. Leave a comment if you feel called to. I love to read the comments. And if you're interested in a personal reading, please check the description box below. You can send me an email and we can set that up. Until then, I'll see you in the next reading. Peace. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to your reading. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. Let us get some messages. We are currently looking into what performative roles have you played to survive? We got the Page of Pentacles, Judgment, Two of Wands, and the bottom of the deck, Six of Cups, Pleasure. I see this pile as a pile that played the role of being a teacher. And I see you trying to take on a role of leadership, trying to take on a role that builds a foundation that you're not really equipped for. It's like you were called to start this journey. You were called to rise to the occasion. You are called to do something that you may not have been well equipped for. This is interesting, and this is probably the most difficult pile that I've read for, because it feels layered. It feels like instead of you pouring into yourself, almost similar to pile 1, you poured into others outside of you. But this is in a way where you did it for this feels like manipulation. You try to show up to be something to people so that you can get something in return. Okay, this is that energy of constantly calling people a narcissist because you're not willing to see how you're showing up as a narcissist as well. All right, and just stay with me for a second. You could have shown up as a person that was so helpful, so loving. Oh, I want to do this with you. I want to help you. Only so you can get a person to pour into you. Only so you can receive from someone. It's like if you throw up in somebody's face what you've done for them when you ask them to do for you, then you may not have really done it for them out of love. You may only have done it for them so that you can get them to make a decision about doing something for you instead of just doing it for yourself. So it's like you filled your plate with someone else's responsibilities instead of going after your own dreams. This card wanted to come out really bad. And these are two completely different energies. We have the kindergarten teacher here, and we have the costume designer. The kindergarten teacher is clearly pouring into the kids. She looks a mess. She's out here looking at the kids and what they doing, right? She's pouring in to other people. Whereas the Princess of Cups, the costume designer, has created a world around her for herself. She's doing something that she enjoys. And she is watching other people have joy, because in this particular moment, she is using the fact that she has created joy for somebody else to try to get them to follow her and do what she wants to do. So it's a form of manipulation that I see here. It's the manipulation of showing up for people in a certain way, thinking if I show up for them, they have to show up for me. And the Princess of Disc is honestly, it's the child energy. It is the Page of Pentacles. You put your chips in someone else, and they did not return. They did not give you a return on your investment. And you constantly did that. You constantly poured into other people and was upset with them for not giving back to you. You were upset with them for going out and thriving, for living their dreams and not bringing you along, not allowing you to receive from them the way that they received from you. You saw this as an opportunity to create some sort of union with people so that you can get what you wanted out of them. And you try to build a foundation for yourself off of doing favors for others. This may be very unknown. You may not have noticed that you were doing this. But if you feel this sense of, after all I've done for you, this is how you repay me, then you need to take accountability for the fact that you weren't doing things for people out of sheer love. You were doing things for people because you wanted something in return. So your love was performative. If you had understood, accepted that doing things for people does not mean that you receive something back, you may not have done all of these things. You may not have sacrificed yourself in this way, but you did because you thought that you would receive something back. You had no idea that you were pouring into places that you would never receive from, and that you'd have to watch them enjoy the company of others and enjoy the life that they created because they had your support. She's literally not outside playing. She's literally watching from inside while everyone else is outside enjoying themselves. And it's because you didn't put the energy required for you to enjoy yourself. You didn't follow your own passions. You didn't follow your own desires. Instead, you poured into other people thinking that you will receive that back, hoping that you will receive that back. And again, at one point, you could have been a victim of your circumstances. But then at some point, you became a volunteer, and then you became possibly a villain. And we want to get us to a victorious place. The victorious place is you taking all of your power back and you doing what it is that you want to do for you. That's the victorious place. But where you are, or what you have already performed, is this place of selfless giving. I gotta put the quotation marks because it's not really selfless. You wanted something back. that you did not receive. You thought that you pouring in the way that you did would create a 10 of cups for you. Well, in all reality, it just created more confusion, and you're not here. You're not in this celebratory energy with these people. Because you didn't do for you, you did for them. So you can't celebrate with them, because whatever it is that you helped them create, it wasn't for you. It was for them to create with who they wanted to create with, not you. So you may feel like you've wasted time, a lot of time, building someone else up, and you're holding on to that. And now it's time for you to transform that energy. It's time for you to transmute that energy, because you are being called elsewhere. You were ignoring your own calling to pour into other people. You denied yourself the life that you wanted. And now that you're being honest with yourself, if you allow yourself to be honest with yourself, you can see how that don't work. You can see the science. You can see exactly how you've created that version of yourself, and you know exactly how not to do that again. You can be honest. It's like your mind is becoming so clear in this very moment. I could see that GIF, whatever y'all call it, Weebay, the wire. Oh. That's how I'm seeing somebody right now, like, oh. Because you didn't even peep that you was doing stuff so that someone else can do something for you. You were giving love, you were giving time, you were giving energy so that someone could show up for you. You were performing. You were hoping that if you give in this area, even though you knew this wasn't, probably not where you should be. It's like something inside of you knew, but you still did it anyway. And now you're being called to follow the truth of who it is that you are and what it is that you desire. It's like you've mastered the game of manipulation. And instead of you continuing to do that, you're moving away from that. And you're now showing up in places and doing things that your heart is really called to do. Because you see how, even though you thought you were doing the right thing at the time, all you have is lessons learned. Because these people didn't value it. They didn't value you. So the truth is, you needed to move on. And you didn't accept that you needed to move on because you thought that, no, I'm supposed to receive from here. I'm supposed to receive from these people. I'm supposed to get this. Baby, pack your bag and go. Do you see the reflection? You stuck right here wearing this uniform. Pack your bag and go. You're being called elsewhere to do a new thing in a new place. And it's something that you've been working on for a long time because you have grown and you have learned. So interesting. We have the Princess of Disc and the Princess of Wands here. And now here we have the Prince of Disc and the Prince of Cups. You're changing how you're moving. You're going from trying to create a situation to working with what you have. You're allowing yourself to follow your passions after the fact. Let's see what this Two of Wands is, because this Two of Wands is going to tell you where it is that you need to be going or what it is that you're ending. We have the Moon, 5 of Swords, and the 10 of Swords, with the 4 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. You know that you've experienced defeat, and you know that the end of that cycle has already come. You've graduated. Congratulations. You have already gone through all of the phases of manipulating and attempting to receive from people without being your true self, performing for people. And now you're moving into a space of being your true self and being ready to receive from that space. Yep. There is people coming towards you that are looking for who it is that you really are and what it is that you really have to offer. You no longer have to wear a mask of building other people up because you're hoping that on the back end you can get something. But instead, you're starting off, you're showing up as who you are, who you are called to be. And you're allowing yourself to receive from that authentic space. You're allowing yourself to show what it is that you've actually been working on and present that first and foremost. Not in hopes that if you show up the way that somebody else likes, then maybe you can get what you want, because that is manipulation, and that's how narcissists be getting you. That's exactly how you get tangled up in the narcissist web, because they need somebody who wants to neglect themselves to show up for them, to lift them up, and they're never about to pour back into you. They're just gonna take. So when you're like, oh, I gave them everything, why did you do that? Maybe you didn't know. This is my pile as well. I just want to say that. Just in case anybody feels some shame, guilt, or embarrassment. This is my pile as well. Y'all. Bruh. I know y'all heard me shuffle these cards just now. We got number 19, Pride. Take pride in who it is that you are, what it is that you've created, and what it is that you've already done. Own your identity and see how powerful you are. You see how when you were supporting other people, how they were able to get what it is that they wanted, how they were able to elevate using your energy. Use your energy to manifest what it is that you want. The reason why I said that about me shuffling is because all 3 piles have manifestation and individuality very close to the bottom of the deck. You have it right. Excuse me. Okay. I feel like that burp was spirit saying, and you right. You have it right here at the bottom of the deck. You are a powerful manifester. You are a powerful creator. And if you allow yourself to stand on your own 2 feet and create from within, you can receive what it is that you want instead of trying to manipulate somebody. That is your own rebirth right there. That is you learning how to be better for yourself so that people want to show up in a way that is supportive to you. And this is why you have to take pride in who it is that you are and what it is that you've created. Let's get a moonology for you. I'm gonna shuffle these a couple times because Virgo energy keeps coming out for some strange reason. Let's see what we get. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. Bottom of the deck, nothing is set in stone. Nothing is yet set in stone. Now, this is beautiful because, again, if you take pride in the work that you've put in for yourself, if you take pride in who it is that you are and what it is that you create naturally, instead of giving away all of your energy to other people, you can utilize it for yourself. That's that new romantic cycle right there, baby. That is how you create balance. You use your creative energy to create for yourself instead of trying to use it to manipulate other people to get what it is that you want. Gotta be real. Gots to be real. I just hear the drama of that song. To be real. Okay? You are in a space of moving. Okay? You're in a void space. You're in a void space right now. You're in a space of shifting into who it is that you are, so you can stop showing up in ways that are just to manipulate other people to get what you want. And what that reminds me of is the unbecoming. You're unbecoming everything that you were taught to be, how you were taught to show up, so that you can become who it is that you genuinely are, so that you can receive what you're supposed to receive, because you're going to be in position to do so. And right underneath that, we have, you are very close to achieving your goal. So you have things coming towards you, but you have to let go of what it is that you are not, so you can show up as who it is that you actually are. You have to be honest with yourself. How have I been showing up trying to manipulate others to get what it is that I want? I also just realized that individuality and manifestation is also 19, 11, and 8. Again, taking pride for who it is that you are and what it is that you want. And that is how you will bring it into your world. That is how you will bring it into your reality. You don't have to manipulate nobody. You have completed that stage of your life. Now you're able to peep how other people are abandoning themselves so that they can get others to do what they want. And maybe instead of you leaning into that, you can let them know, we're not doing that. Because you're on the other side of it now. All right, Pop 3, that is your reading. If this message resonates with you, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in a personal reading, you can check the description box below. My email address is there. I am available, and I look forward to connect with you in the next reading. I will see you soon. Peace.